Welcome back, everyone. We are in the middle of the month of July, and at Minot International Airport only measured 62 hundredths of an inch of rain, which puts us 77 hundredths of an inch below normal. But as you know, anyone might not knows those numbers at the airport a lot of times tend to be a little lower than I think they should be, because you'll notice at the end on site in the south part of town, an inch and 67 hundredths of rain. That appears to be a little bit more accurate, but the official number is 62 hundredths of an inch at the airport. What about the rest of north central North Dakota? Many of us an inch or more of rain for Portal, Newtown, Bottineau, and Rolla, but notice Rugby, due to storms the other night, bumped you up to just under 4 inches of rain. So you're 2 and nearly a quarter of an inch above normal for the month due to those thunderstorms. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with any type of activity like that for the moment for the state fair. There could be a slight 20% chance of afternoon or evening hit or miss storm. No reason to cancel plans for the state fair. But remember, opening day is going to be this Friday, and you know those temperatures going to be great in the mid to upper 80s with lots of sunshine. And the 80-degree temperature trend continues, but you'll notice as we go into the middle and end of next week, we do have the potential for 90s to return to north central North Dakota as the ridge of high pressure, which has been kind of struggling to move eastward, finally does, and that will give us another round of above normal temperatures. But for the moment, we're at 77 degrees, just a few light cumulus clouds out there. 73 for Harvey, 68 in Rolla, so looking pretty good region wide with the wind light out of the north around 10 miles per hour. Severe weather not only across the New England states, but you're going to notice we've got a couple of severe thunderstorm watches in the Central Plains, so that does include portions of Nebraska, Kansas, and down into Oklahoma and parts of Colorado. Severe thunderstorm watches until midnight. We're all clear across the central and west. Just a few isolated showers for the Devil's Lake Basin and the James and Red River valleys, and not expecting any severe weather for them. Wednesday's weather looking great. We'll be down into the 50s. Few of us could reach the upper 40s, so not really all that bad. And then the wind is going to remain light for tomorrow. High pressure is going to gradually move in, but we're still going to be on that cooler than normal side with at least one more day of 70s. But as that high pressure does gradually give us more of a southerly wind as we go into Thursday and Friday, that's what's going to allow our temperatures to rise into the 80s. So high pressure keeps us calm for tomorrow. It's going to be a great day weather-wise, so not really looking at any problems. 40s and 50s for your lows for tomorrow morning. Then we're back into the low to mid 70s region wide, but warming up by Thursday and in time for the start of the state fair. Remember, Friday and Saturday, maybe a hit or miss shower or storm for now. Not expecting anything severe. I'll let you know if it changes, but looking decent for the next 7 days. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s.
Thanks very much, Henry.